after this week with the politics of the week. Right, exactly. And so, yeah, this past week had some of the most impactful, historic, legal, questionable behaviors, actions, performances, abuse. I can't think of, I probably could think of many more words to give a description to what we witnessed in America. And I've made a conscious choice to be a better podcast, me, my personal brand, who I am. I don't want to get into the political debates anymore. I'm sick and tired of them. They drive you nuts. I'm done with the political debates. But I do have an opinion, and I do have a respectful approach towards how terrible I feel for this country. I don't feel terrible for white America or Republicans. I don't feel terrible for Black America or liberal America or the Asian America. I don't feel for the Muslim American or the Jewish American. I feel bad for America. America, the entire country, the people that struggle every day to get by, the people that went through the last 4 years, the last 4 years of our lives have been in turmoil. Suicide rates are skyrocketing, depression, financial crisis. The entire world is in crisis. There's multiple wars going on. And by the way, the big two wars have been getting all the news. There's always 20 plus other wars going on. We talk about all the issues, the hot button issues we hear in this country, and typically we hear about them every time there's an election through some pompous politician who wants to get your vote. And we have to love those pompous politicians because we need them to change. After this week's news broke, I had to do some reflection myself. One of the reasons I needed to reflect myself was because I had Stormy Daniels on my show. Okay. I had Stormy Daniels on my show. And early on, actually, it was a show that was actually very impactful. The reason I say it was impactful because it was the one that I actually ended up talking with Stormy Daniels about my childhood molestation. Of all people, I mean, of all people, you think I'd be sharing that information with? It was Stormy Daniels on a podcast that I did early on in my news rocky days when I started out doing the podcast about 4 or 5 years, 4.5 years ago. I'm in a perplexed mood. Not just because I've done so much change since that. Even when I interviewed with Stormy Daniels, and by the way, I always said even then, she was a likable person. I gave her respect, and although I disagreed with her position, I disagreed with the what's going on even currently with the abuse of the system. I also know that you got to respect those people who you might disagree with, or else we're never going to find a way to agree. So I'm just perplexed and I'm confused, and I'm often wondering why in America today, when we all have technology in our hands, we can see things real time happening. I know there's a lot of fake AI out there. There's the attempt to confuse us, but I'm wondering why we have this thing, this divided country, this country that it seems to be more obsessed with, at least being led by those trying to be obsessed with controlling the population. And go back to COVID. I mean, COVID was a prime example. Look at what happened in our country during COVID. COVID divided our country into politically political insanity. Okay, and a lot of it got translated from political insanity to just flat out insanity. And the reality of the world is that many people that suffer currently in this world, especially in America, are a lot of the carryover, spillover from COVID and the handling, the mishandling of so many levels of the ways things were. And listen, this is not a debate whether or not it was real or it was real. It was a real issue, and it was no. I'm talking about an issue. COVID was an issue. Okay, I'm not sitting here trying to say anything about any illegitimacy towards this thing being a problem to the world and especially America, but it's the way that it was handled by all sides, politicized by one, by both, a means of control by so many leaders across this country. We watched it. We watched governors, legislatures, school boards, all these things coming out and doing it. And so you have to ask yourself, as we're approaching November, I don't want to get into politics. I do not want to. I mean, I would welcome Joe Biden onto my show as well as Donald Trump if they want to come on. 100%. I'd like to know them both. I made this point very, very clear. I have no intention of getting into the battlefield of politics again. Not right now. Not right now. If if there's something changes down the road, if I have a change of heart, and I'm not saying it's not realistic that it could happen, but at this point, I am too excited about what I'm about to do with the show and reality TV show with the Put Up or Shut Up project. Obviously, that has been talked about here a lot, and other projects that have sort of been rebirthed, so to speak, that have just amazing opportunities to help people and be better. And this is kind of what I'm getting at here is we got to turn off the noise. I mean, Kenny Chesney's song, turn off your noise, turn off the noise, especially coming into November. Please, please, please. Uh, walk with your open eyes, wide open eyes. Walk with a heart that's open. Walk with a forgiveness, not just for those people you might disagree with. Forgive yourself, even. Okay, let that past go. Become better than you were. Try to respect those people that you might not agree with and have a similarity in their political or economic or their intellectual stance. This is something as an exercise as a country we can do. We can start to come together on our own. We don't have to let the government pave the way. We don't have to let leadership in our local establishments or places of authority. We don't have to even go into our churches to be given this direction, folks. You can love each other every day as neighbors. And this is exactly what Jesus Christ did. We can all have a political opinion. We can have an opinion on a lot of things. It's how you deliver your opinion that matters. I learned this and I value it now. I value it now. By the way, my name is Kevin, and some of you might know me. I'm an alcoholic. It's nice to meet you. I value the time I get to spend right here on this podcast. We're putting back on the road again. I value the time that I have to talk with my business partners and my relationships across the country and different projects that we have been working diligently on, and you're going to get exposed to really soon. I value the input of the people who listen and follow what we're doing here, our community, our family, and I value you because this is about us. It's not about them. It's not about them who want to be the destructive naysayers and the ones that want to put problems in front of you. We won't allow that into our world. Our Be Better podcast on the Prayed Up Network, the things I'm working with are all positive, and we're going to continue to be positive. And that is the only way we're going to roll. Can you smell what the rock is cooking? I hope you can. Well, I want to tell you right now, this is a great day in America because today is a day that begins whatever you want to do. You don't have to conform to whatever the rules are. As long as you follow the rules of God, you will be in accordance with where you need to be. I promise you. If you're struggling out there, believe me, you're not alone. You can always scroll on down. Please like, follow, subscribe, and please share our content with everybody. We're growing this together as a family. And also, please, if you have a topic you want heard, hit Mark the producer right below there with an email. He'll get you on the schedule. We'll find out what that topic is. But please, at the end of the day,